Humi really understands that there needs to be both a balance of work and life, as well as flexibility around that, especially in this time that we're in this time of endemic, if you will, where that's a lot of that is brought into question. And moreover, I think 2 years in, we're starting to settle into some different priorities of how and where we spend our time and energy. And Humi is completely supportive of that and interested in working with employees to figure out what's best for that individual and how Humi can support them. So we are flexible on a few fronts. First, while we do have an office and headquarters in downtown Toronto, it's actually, I went in for the first time a couple months ago. It's actually a really beautiful office right in the Harbourfront Center. So it overlooks the Toronto Harbor, Lake Ontario, and it also overlooks Toronto Island and the airport there. So it is definitely possible to kind of get lost in the view while there. But for those individuals who aren't geographically close to the office, or who perhaps have commitments that prevent them from coming in, or perhaps they just prefer to be working from home, Humi absolutely supports those individuals. So you can be working anywhere that Humi is incorporated. So anywhere across Canada, Humi supports those individuals to work from their home office or from that location. So you do not have to be close to Toronto. You do not have to come into the office at all. In fact, we're just now reopening it. So that's the first way that we're flexible. Aside from our day to days and where we call home base and what our office space is like, we also appreciate that at certain times of the year, for a variety of reasons, we might be interested in traveling, seeing different places, working from a different location. And so for up to 3 weeks of the year, Humi will support you to work anywhere else in the world. Now, the only caveat with that is that you still need to meet your work obligations. So if you move, or if you end up in a place that's a few time zones out, we just need to be cognizant about that to make sure that you can still meet any meeting obligations or squad responsibilities. But that's up to 3 weeks of the year, in addition to your vacation days and your personal days. Now, when we talk day to day, though, we also appreciate that, especially when we have dependents at home, whether those be children out of school working or online learning, whether those be other members of the family or relationships that we are caring for, or that are dependencies for, or perhaps we just have other obligations, appointments, and so on. We also offer flexibility within the day. So Humi's core hours, or the hours that we work, are from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday to Thursday. And then on Friday, we break at 1 p.m. So we have a longer weekends initiative. And that's really to give everybody a little bit of breathing space before the weekend hits. Outside of that, though, we appreciate that for example, I drop my kids off at school and I pick them up. So being there at 9 o'clock and also being there at 3:30 isn't possible for me. And that's okay too. Humi supports a flexible day as long as we clearly communicate our needs and our obligations to our squad. And as a squad are able to figure out something that works for everyone. So, for example, perhaps instead of having a stand up at 9 a.m., which may not work for some folks who perhaps have to drop off their kiddos, the squad would agree on a different time of day that would work for every member of that team to have their stand up. So it's just about being open and honest with Humi, with your manager, and with your squad, and expecting the same respect and flexibility in return.